One and only Kristin Chenoweth, Broadway legend, gay icon, TV star, recording artist, and hot blonde.
Thank you.
And you're super busy these days, but first, let's talk music, because you have a new album coming out,
Yep.
which is a new kind of album for you. It's a country album.
Yep.
And you've never done a country album before.
No, I've wanted to my whole life, but, you know, my label has been so supportive and wonderful, and when I did Glee, I did a cover one time of Carrie Underwood's song Last Name, and Diane Warren said, "You've got to do this cover."
Very famous songwriter.
Yeah, she doesn't suck. And she was really the instrumental in me in saying, "You can do this." I said, "Well, I always wanted to, but I don't know if I'd be accepted, and I'm nervous. I don't want to just feel like I'm waltzing in saying, now I'm doing country." You know, it's not that. It's something I've been doing my whole life, but nobody knows that. So
You've been doing it before? Meaning?
Yeah, I grew up singing, country music. That's country music and gospel music in church, and at Opryland I worked there.
Oh, you did?
In Nashville, yeah.
Oh, how long did you do that for?
I did it for 4 months, and I remember my dad
cool.
dragging me back to OCU going, "You're going back to college." I was like, "No, I'm really good." And he's like, "No, you're going back. No." He's like, "You're going back to school." But, growing up in Oklahoma, those were the influences musically that I had largely. So, in a way, it does feel like I'm going back to my roots. Not these ones, but...
Well, you can go back to those roots maybe,
Let's
too.
do it.
Now, you mentioned Diane Warren. She did all of the songs, or some of them, or most of them?
She
or
did 4.
She did 4 of them.
4 songs, and she gave me the single that I just released, "I Want Somebody I Can Bitch About." And she did 3 other amazing... 4. Actually, she did 5 songs on the album. I co-wrote 2 of them, and the rest are originals. There is one cover by one of our favorites, Dolly. Yeah. I know you love her,
I love Dolly.
What's not to love?
Well, we'll talk off the record about that. On the new album that is your favorite? Do you have a favorite?
Well, the problem, the blessing with this record, I feel, because I've been listening to music for 2 years and taking my time. Because we all know, as Simon Cowell says, it's the song choice. But but I've always known it's true. You can have the most amazing voice, but if the song doesn't mean nothing to you, then why do you sing it? Every song was picked for a purpose on my behalf. I did write, one of them is "What Would Dolly Do," which I'm going to do for you today.
Oh, I love that.
WWD, it's pretty good.
WWD. We've talked the album. Let's talk about the new TV show. I haven't seen it because it hasn't premiered yet, but I think I like it already because it used to be called Good Christian Bitches. And then it got renamed Good Christian Bells. And I think Bitches is too hot for TV, but I like that they're going for something a little edgier.
Yeah, they are.
Was that ever a cause of hesitation for you? Like, oh, do I maybe not want to do this because if it's going to be a little too edgy or a little too racy?
Remember when Sex and the City came out?
Mm-hmm. I love that show.
I love that show. Who doesn't love that show? In Oklahoma, where I'm from, of course my family would be like, "Sex and the City?" And then you're going to be in a show called Wicked. But I'm a pretty forward-thinking Southern person.
Yeah.
So I thought Good Christian Bitches was hilarious.
Funny, yeah.
And being a Christian person, I wouldn't do anything that I feel that would make terrible fun of my faith. I think there's a difference in making fun of and having fun with, which is what our show does. And it's really about 5 women who grew up together in the South. Yes, their lives were in church, but there was a mean girl who's come back to town, and I was sort of the ugly duckling in high school, and then I've redone myself, and I don't want her to come in to my little group now. So it's real life, really funny. I think it's really funny. Bobby Harling wrote it, and we have great producers. So
Speaking of lust, look at the men. They're all over her like flies on sugar.
So that's Amanda, huh?
Stop staring. I can't believe
Talking about
that.
Glee.
yeah.
Now that you're on ABC, does that mean you can't go back to Glee, or is that door open? Could you?
Yes.
Would you?
Yes.
Has it been discussed? Are you going to?
No, it hasn't been discussed. I have in my contract to be able to go back to Glee if I'm asked. Because April Rhodes is such a fun, hot mess train wreck to watch. And I love her. I've grown to really love her. I knew when I read the script, Perez, I knew that this show was either going to take off in a major way or it would be a bomb. I knew there would be no gray area. And I told Ryan in the trailer when I was doing I said, this show is fantastic. fantastic, and it brings all kinds of music into the home, right? I got to sing, maybe this time from Cabaret, a Carrie Underwood song, Heart song, Fleetwood Mac. I mean, when do you get that opportunity?
I love that. And then the Fleetwood Mac, not just the Glee versions, but the actual album and the original songs ended up doing so well on iTunes.
It just jumped.
And then young people get to discover this great new music.
Yeah, well, Matthew and I, who we love.
Yes, love him.
I mean, we love him. He and I...
I do.
I mean, what's not to love? He and I did a Burt Bacharach duet on Glee, and there were kids, at the time I happened to be doing a Burt Bacharach Broadway show, Promises, Promises, and kids would come up and they are, I didn't know that was Burt Bacharach. I now researched him, I know who that is, and Neil Simon and Hal David, and it makes me feel really proud of Ryan that he's doing that. But yeah, I could go back, there's been no discussion of it, but whatever happens, I'm all about it.
Well, Sean Hayes, who you were in Promises, Promises with, also has a TV show. Maybe you could be on that one too.
I'll just be the revolving door. I'll be the common link for... I mean, I would do anything for him. He's like my family.
Romeo and Juliet.